if you're going to hate me, I'm going to be the most hated guy. Nobody gets themselves over in this business. You need somebody else to get you over. Mae Young got the Dudleys over.
Did you realize Whatsuppppp was going to get over the first time you guys did it?
I did. D-Von didn't. D-Von was adamant about not doing it. He's like, it's stupid. Where that? Yeah, do it. No, you gotta hang your tongue out.
Okay, so we're going old school with this interview. Just the iPhone as a video camera on a tripod and the two handheld mics, throwing it back to like how it was back 3-ish years ago. And I love it. This is my 4th interview that I've done with Bully Ray. Bully Ray, Bubba Ray, whatever you want to call him. That's 4 interviews over the course of 10 years. So this was the first one back in 2013. We did it in Cleveland, although I mistakenly said 2011 here, but he was the TNA World Heavyweight Champion then. We did another one in 2017 when he was in Ring of Honor. Then you might remember this one from 2020. We did it over Zoom when the world was completely shut down. He gave me an hour for that interview. It ended up being almost 2 hours. And then here we are, we did this interview last weekend at Sam's Town Casino in Las Vegas. Impact Wrestling was there for No Surrender and also for the TV tapings. And the thing I love about Bubba is he keeps it real, right? Whether he likes something or not, he just tells you like it is, and that's exactly what you see here. It's very refreshing. He doesn't sugarcoat a dang thing. So yeah, this interview was shot on location in Las Vegas. You will see and hear the waterfall behind us and also a bear at one point. You'll see what I mean. And anytime I'm traveling and creating content like this, I gotta shout out NordVPN for keeping me safe and also for sponsoring this video. Public Wi-Fi is notorious, whether you're at a hotel or whether you're at an airport or wherever, it's notorious for hackers going in there and stealing your information. The great thing about NordVPN is they keep you protected when you're traveling or when you're on public Wi-Fi. It's so easy to set up, whether that's on your phone, which I was recording this interview with, or your computer, which just happens to be in front of me, so I'll pick it up as a prop. But it just gives you the peace of mind when you're traveling. And it also allows you to access content from 59 different countries just by going in, and with one click, you can change your virtual location. So if there's a show that you want to watch that doesn't exist where you live, well, just log into a place where that show does exist and boom, now you're watching it. I've said this many times before, but yes, it's true. The WWE Network is still available, especially here in the US for people who don't have access to it. You just log in from a location where the WWE Network is still a thing, and now you're watching it without all the Peacock restrictions. So check it out. NordVPN is celebrating their birthday right now, and instead of them getting presents, they're giving you presents. So if you go to nordvpn.com/CVV and you get a 2-year plan there, everyone who buys that 2-year plan gets either 3 months or 1 year of extra subscription time. The process is all random here, but it's a free gift for you. And it's risk-free really, because NordVPN has a 30-day money-back guarantee. So go check out that deal, nordvpn.com/CVV. It's a limited time deal because, let's be honest, can't celebrate their birthday year-round. So take advantage of this deal while it's happening right now at nordvpn.com/CVV. Now let's go to Las Vegas together for this interview with Bully Ray. Enjoy it.
Thank you for dressing up for me. Appreciate that. Good to see you again.
Part 2 of the Bully Ray interview.
That's
I figured I'll wear something nice.
And we do it in person too. You have become like a real broadcaster with everything you're doing with Busted Open. In fact, there's people that may not be familiar with your wrestling work, and they know you just as a broadcaster now.
Good for them, because I'm not a very good wrestler.
Get out of here. Get out of here. I think that's the best thing about you as a wrestler is whatever it is that you do, you become very, very good at it.
I am very much a perfectionist when it comes to my business, my livelihood, wrestling. I've always been that way. When I say I'm not a very good wrestler, I'm not kidding. So I don't like a lot of the stuff that the guys today do, or the great mat wrestlers, or when you think of like a Malenko, a Guerrero, guys like that. I never had that ability. I never had that skill. What I was good at was the storytelling and the character and the smoke and mirrors and the use of everything else at my disposal to create something that might be more interesting than just a regular wrestling match. So I play to my strengths. I know what my weaknesses are, and I try to just keep them by the side. That's the beauty of this business. You don't have to do what you're not good at doing.
Right. You're doing something really interesting right now. You're working as a heel here in Impact Wrestling. You're working as a babyface in NWA, and both of them are so over.
It goes back to giving my all, investing in what I'm doing. If you're going to hate me, I'm going to be the most hated guy in the entire industry. And I don't think that there is a guy. There are maybe 3 or 4 really good heels in wrestling right now. And I would put my name in there with that group. And when I'm on my game, I don't think that there's anybody in this industry who can elicit the emotion of hatred, of pure disdain like I can. You know, some guys go out there and they're, you know, the fans love to hate them. If people are loving to hate you, then there's an emotion of joy involved. When I go out there, nobody loves to hate me. They just fucking hate me.
I just interviewed Santino before this, and he was saying, he brought your name up specifically. He said, there's people who play a wrestler and there's people who are a wrestler. And when Bully Ray is talking to you, he legitimately hates you in that moment. And I feel like you bring this realism to wrestling, bring it back to wrestling that maybe doesn't really exist right now.
Well, I do something so simple, and I'm doing it to you right now. I fuck you to death. I look into you, I look through you, and that makes people so uncomfortable. By the time they even realize it, they're looking away, and by the time you've looked away, I know I have you. It's also my tone, my inflection, the way my head bobs, and the way I continuously just pierce through you, and I think that's what makes me a little different. I try not to yell anymore. I save the yelling for when it means something. I learned a lot from Jake Roberts, having to listen intently. And then when I do yell, it's going to mean that much more.
Yeah. When you talk about some of the best heels in wrestling right now, is MJF on that list for you?
MJF, see, everybody wants to talk about Max like, oh, he's the best heel. But people love to hate Max. When Max comes out for his entrance, there's a lot of people smiling.
Oh, yeah.
There's a lot of people like, oh my God, what is he going to say? I can't wait for the zinger. When Bully comes out, nobody's smiling. There's worry. And I love Max to death. I am his biggest supporter and biggest fan, and he knows it. But it would be very easy for Max to go out there to a sea of boos, but also to a standing ovation.
Right.
And if they love you that much, then they can't hate you that much in that moment.
He's going to turn heel or turn face one day, and it's going to be very interesting.
There are certain nights where he's a straight up babyface, and no matter what he said, and he doesn't even, he knows it, but like the people don't even realize they're turning him straight up babyface. So I'm a big fan of Max. I love what Roman is doing, because Roman just takes his time so much and just lets it soak in. I loved the Roman and Sammy match because from Elimination Chamber. Because when the bell rang, Roman is smart enough. Not that Sammy isn't, but Sammy's going along with whatever Roman wants to do. Roman is smart enough to not do a damn thing. Just sit there. Soak it in. Let the emotion come through. Let the fans get into everything. And when they finally locked up, the place popped.
When do you...
Not a lot of very few wrestlers have that type of confidence in themselves to be comfortable in the silence, to be comfortable in the boil. So...
when do you feel that moment was for you or for the Dudley Boyz?
I couldn't even, I guess it was the first night that me and D-Von ever got together when I turned heel in ECW. You know, I was a stuttering, dancing, juggling buffoon babyface who people absolutely loved. And then they realized this guy really can't wrestle too well. And I couldn't. I was exposed. So I had to learn on the fly. But then I realized that me and D-Von had chemistry. And I said to Paul, I go, if you put me and D-Von together, you might have something here. And just hand me a microphone and let's see what happens. And we went out, we hit that first 3D on the Sandman and on Spike. Something happened that night, and that's been it.
I remember you saying in our last interview how important the 3D was, how important your finisher was to get you guys over. You had the characters, you had the in-ring work, but the finisher made people go, oh wow.
A tag team finish is, to me, the #1 most important thing a tag team should have, other than, you know, chemistry and continuity. But in the middle of the ring, all of the great tag teams. Tell me who your favorite tag team is of all time.
Of all time?
Yeah.
The Hardy Boys.
Okay, and what is their tag team finish?
I guess it's the setup with the twist of fate into the Swanton Bomb.
But it's still something that's recognized. It doesn't have to be something that both
they're
guys
doing together.
You know, you think of Power and Glory. Didn't they do the superplex into something? It doesn't have to be a move that's done specifically together like a 3D, as long as it's recognizable to the fans as Twist of Fate Swanton. Both guys doing something. I'm more of a traditionalist. Shatter Machine, Heart Attack, Dudley Death Drop. You know, two guys coming together in one as one.
Meltzer Driver.
I would never name a finishing move after a fucking dirt sheet guy. And I'm kidding. No, I'm not kidding about naming the move, but
great move.
Dave is not a dirt sheet guy. I have no problem with Dave.
Yeah.
I take little shots at the star rankings, but Dave's a bigger worker than any wrestler I know. So
I take big shots at the star rankings. Like, Impact Wrestling has only had one 5-star match in the history of Impact Wrestling. Did you know that?
And who was that?
I'll give you a guess.
Oh no, it was the 3-way between AJ, Joe, and Daniels. Yeah.
Well, the fact that Kurt Angle didn't have a 5-star match.
I mean,
the fact that you didn't have one here.
I can tell you what I have done here that should denote a 5-star match. So me and Jeff Hardy in the cage at Lockdown.
Yeah.
Okay, that sold more tickets to any pay-per-view or event in the United States for TNA and Impact than any other show ever.
Wow.
So that alone is a 5-star performance to me. But here's the thing with the star ratings, like, and I bust chops. If Ric Flair wants to give out star ratings on a match, I'll start to listen. If Hulk Hogan wants to give out star ratings, I'll start to listen. If Ricky Steamboat wants to give out star ratings, you get my point?
Sounds like you should start giving out star ratings.
I don't give out star ratings. I give bag of money ratings, because you can't pay your mortgage with a star rating. But you can pay your mortgage with a bag of money. So
when you talk about tag teams doing something together, did you realize Whatsuppppp was going to get over the first time you guys did it?
I did. D-Von didn't. D-Von was adamant about not doing it. He's like, it's stupid. I'm not doing it. I'm like, yes, you will. Because we used to do the diving headbutt into the balls. That was just part of our, our repertoire.
Yeah.
And then when the whole Budweiser commercial came out in the 2000s, where that? Can't do it.
Where that?
No, you got to hang your tongue out. When it came out, I just said to D-Von, I go, when you go up there, just wait, and I'm going to go, where that? And then you do it back to me. It's stupid shit that gets over in this business, but it's worked. And it works to today. It's kind of like, Kiss has to play Detroit Rock City.
Of course.
They have to play Shout It Out Loud. They have to play Rock and Roll All Night. Me and D-Von have to do the What's Up. We have to do D-Von Get the Tables. We have to put somebody through a table, and we have to do a 3-day. Those are the hits, and that's what the people pay to say.
Did you think D-Von Get the Tables would become a catchphrase that you'd put on a T-shirt?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Because I remember the first time I just said, get the table. And then we were out there again, and I just heard people yelling, get the table, get the table. And I said, well, what if we did the What's Up? And then I pushed them and said, gave the people the time to get behind it and just scream out, get the tables. the beauty of that is that it happened organically. And a lot of shit doesn't happen organically anymore in the wrestling industry. So it works.
You're very good at, your timing is so good. And I know that that's obviously attributed to doing this for 25 plus years, but your timing's always been good. If you watch you in ECW, it's always been there. Where'd that come from?
I pay a lot of attention to rock and roll. I do pay attention to some movies that I've seen over the years where the pause or comedians where they let the joke ride. They ride the wave of the joke, and then they hitch their next joke to the bottom of the wave of the prior joke, and you just kind of let it flow, you know. It just comes with doing this for a while. One of the beauties, or one of the positives that I got to do in my career is I got to work 300 nights a year. When you get to work 300 nights a year, your chops are up. Yeah. Your timing is up. Yeah. Your game is up. Your work is up. I do feel bad for a lot of the talent that have to perform on TV, these younger talent, because they're only working once a week. You're only going to be so good working once a week on television. There's going to be glaring holes in your work, in your registering, in your selling, in how you do everything, in your timing. You can't get really great at this. Who are the greatest of the greats? Shawn, Brett,
Flair.
These are guys that at one time 330 nights a year. You know?
But on the flip side of that is that they're not taking as many bumps as you guys might have been 10, 20, 30 years ago. Are their bodies in better shape as they get into their 40s and 50s?
I feel great. I'm 51 and I feel great.
You look great too.
Thank you. Thank you. And look at Chris. Look at Jericho.
Yeah.
People break my balls on social media. Oh, you old man, you know, make room for the young guys. I'll tell you what, when some fucking young guy can come along and do what I do and generate more heat than I can, or be more loved than I can on any given night, then take my spot.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, you're taking a spot from a younger guy. No, I'm just doing what I do.
Do you think
when a young band can come along and knock Kiss off their podium, or the Stones, or any of these, the Stones are fucking 80 and they're still doing it. And why is Live Nation still paying ungodly amounts of money to all these old bands? Yeah. It's because none of the new bands can get it done.
Well, people love nostalgia.
People
love nostalgia.
Yeah.
It's the most powerful drug. With the stuff you are doing in Impact Wrestling right now, is the goal to be the champion again?
If you put the character under a microscope, yes, the goal is to be the champion. But when you look at it from a business point of view, the goal is to utilize the character for anybody and everybody in the company. I look into the entire locker room and I can honestly tell you, Bully Ray can work with any single person in that locker room, any babyface, and I can make that babyface, and I can make that babyface in 5 minutes. You give me 5 minutes with any babyface and they will be made. It's because of the way Paul Heyman made me and D-Von. Me and D-Von lost all the time. But he handed me the microphone the very next night and said, go get your heat back. You give me this. Let me do what I do with this. No matter who walks through that curtain is going to get a huge pop because they're just going to want to see that person punch me in the mouth and shut me up.
And this is why I think you could do this for as long as you want. Even if you're not still bumping in your late 50s and 60s, you could still use this thing forever. And
I take my share of bumps. I just take them when they mean something.
Yeah.
I don't come off my feet just for the sake of it. Yeah. If you're going to bump me, you're going to earn the bump. And that's not to say, well, oh, you're an egomaniac, you got to earn the bump. No, it's for the fans. Because if you're an undersized babyface, or you're just a babyface that doesn't pack a huge punch, but you keep fighting and you keep working and you keep digging deep, when you eventually do catch me with that missile drop kick or that high cross body or that one good punch and I drop, the people are going to come. And it's going to mean something, as opposed to just bumping in the first minute of the match, and then the 6'3", 290-pound veteran is off his feet, and okay, where are we going from here?
You're 290?
Yeah.
You look great.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking jacked. I'm a body guy now, haven't you heard?
I remember that we did an interview in 2011.
I'm a body guy.
You're a body guy.
Body guy. Look at this. Tailored. Nice.
That's a great suit.
Dreamer saw me in this suit the other night, and he was like, oh, I look like such a load. He's like, I'm going out there in a sweatshirt, and you're going out there in a nice jacket.
That's his gimmick.
Ugh.
I remember in 2011 when you came to Cleveland, I was an entertainment reporter for CBS there, and you were so jacked. You were the champion at the time, and it was like, what a shift. Like, what a complete shift to make people forget that Bubba Ray even existed, because Bully Ray was a totally different character.
When me and D-Von split up, and I was going in the direction that I wanted to go in, I knew I had to do something different and do something different quickly. And I said, I'm just going to get into the best shape I've ever been in. I never needed, abs to be successful. Dusty didn't need abs. I didn't need abs. No. I'm not putting in myself up there with Dusty, but I'm just saying, if you're good at what you do, people can relate to all shapes and sizes.
Sure.
Kevin Owens. I don't think Kevin knows anybody named Jim, let alone go to one. But he doesn't have to.
Right.
I don't want Kevin Owens to go to the gym. I don't want Kevin Owens to tan. Because the Kevin Owens that got over and works to the degree that he works, where he's main eventing one night at WrestleMania with Austin, didn't have to go to a gym and didn't have to tan.
Yeah.
So don't start now.
Yeah. He just takes his sleeves off his shirt. It's enough for him.
It works.
Yeah.
You remember wrestling back in the day, all shapes, all sizes.
Yes, but the top guys at that time were like Warrior and Hogan and Macho Man. Of course, there were some exceptions, but Vince loved bodybuilders then.
If it was the WWE, WWF, yes, Vince loved his bodybuilders. But when you look at the business as a whole, not everybody needed to be jacked and tan and smooth and pretty.
Yeah.
You need your rough around the edges guys.
I feel like that makes you more relatable. Like,
absolutely.
Especially like you were talking earlier about, looking into someone's soul and being menacing. Accompany that with a New York accent. It's so terrifying.
Chris, and I think you know this, people cannot figure me out.
They can't. In the ring or out of the ring, they can't figure you out.
You, in our last interview, you're like, you're a really nice guy. I think.
Yeah.
I keep everybody on their toes.
It's very old school.
And Max, to his credit, 24/7.
Yeah.
Like I used to do, 24/7.
Yeah.
Or the Sheik used to do 24/7. Or Blasie used to do 24/7. When people come up to me now, like for an autograph, or Bubba, can I take a picture? Like that guy right before this interview.
Yeah.
Bubba, can I have a picture? Sure, absolutely. He gets his picture, right? He walks away, but he's like, holy shit, Bubba, he means business.
Yeah.
You're not going to walk, if I'm the hottest heel in the business, or I'm the most effective heel in the business, you're not going to come up to me and walk away without a story. You're going to get your picture. You're going to get your autograph. But when you walk away, you're going to walk away knowing that guy's the real deal.
Yeah, you feel something.
And I'm not playing the real deal. I'm the real fucking deal.
Yeah, you're not playing it.
No. And the business knows that.
Yeah.
The guys and gals in the business know that.
Are there ever young wrestlers that you're going to work with them and they're a little bit nervous? Like, because your reputation precedes you. And then they come out of the match and they go, oh my God, wow. You are so different than I thought.
But what reputation are you talking about?
I think it's just the reputation of exactly what you were talking about. And it's not a bad thing, but you say what you mean what you say. You're a straight shooter. But I think that sometimes people, they want things sugar-coated a little bit.
But once you get into the ring, what's my reputation in the ring?
Oh, great worker. Yeah.
Okay.
You put everybody over. Yeah.
Nobody walks out, hurt or anything like that. Work as safely as possible. But yeah, people are uncomfortable with this.
Yeah.
This business has turned into, hey, you know, do you mind if we do this, 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 and this? And I
was thinking, if it's okay with you.
Well, this was your first problem. You started to think. Yes, everything is okay with me. Anybody, whether it's your first match or whether I'm working with Ric Flair, anybody can come to me with any idea. I'm going to listen. Some ideas are going to be so great. I'm like, oh my God, I love it. We're doing it. Absolutely. And they're like, holy shit, it was that easy? Yup, because the idea was that damn good.
Yeah. Wow. It's like oh, it's a bear. Look behind you. There's a bear.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah. Wow. Cocaine bear. But there are some times when ideas come to me where I'm like, thank you for the idea. We're not going to do it. And here's the reason why. It's never no.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get an idea that's so outlandish it's just like, sorry, not today. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But it's about having good communication. If I go up to Undertaker and I go, boss, tackle, drop down, hip toss, arm drag, body slam, and he hates it. People are like, Bubba, that's good, but why don't we save it for this other match? Or, hey, why don't we try to do it this way? Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
I'm right a lot. You know why I'm right a lot? Because my track record says I'm right a lot. That's just me. I'm just being honest. It's not braggadocious, but I've been wrong too. And when I'm wrong, I'm the first one to go, mother, I was wrong on this one.
Yeah.
And then I'll sit back and I'll analyze, well, why was I wrong about it? What did I miss? What did I not see before we went out there? So that's where the perfectionist comes in.
Was one of those ideas that was presented to you that you went, yes, I'm all in? Was that Mae Young being put through the table?
I was very hesitant because it was an 80-year-old woman. Yeah. But then after that first thing and I saw her attitude and, everything, and I've told the stories a million times, I was raring to go. I remember when Vince came to me and D-Von and he's like, I got it. I know how we'll get the people to hate you. You're going to put a woman through a table. I was like, yeah, that's going to fucking work. They love us for it.
One of the great things about you putting Mae through the table is her squeezing your hand when she's down there just to say, hey, I'm okay.
Yep.
What'd the conversation look like backstage after that spot?
Hugs and kisses. There are two people in this industry that I will, until the day I die, make sure that the world knows about my love, respect, and admiration for. And that's Mae Young and Freddie Blasie. Because Mae got us over. Nobody gets themselves over in this business. You need somebody else to get you over. Mae Young got the Dudleys over. A handful of other women did the same thing for taking that super bomb through a table.
Yeah.
But for what Mae did for us and what else she was willing to do, I always go out there on social media on her birthday and on the day she passed away, and I make sure I say something or just post something to remember them. And then Freddie Blasie. I'll never forget the first time I met Freddie Blasie at WWE New York, the grand opening of it. And Freddie's wife, he's in a wheelchair, and Freddie's wife wheels him up to me and D-Von, and he goes, fellas, I love what you do with the tongue. Why not? And Freddie Blasie, who I grew up on, watching WWF on Channel 9, WOR in Queens.
Yeah.
That guy, that great man, you pencil that gate, is coming up to us and doing our gimmick.
Wow.
And then sits us down and is telling stories and making fun of his wife. And he has us laughing so hard. And then anytime we would see Freddie, it was always, D-Von, come over here, let's talk. And 2 weeks before he died, me and D-Von are in the ring with 3-minute warning, Rosie and Jamal, and God rest, their souls, also brothers of ours, friends of ours. Steve Austin rolls Freddie Blasie to the ring in his wheelchair. And me and D-Von do the what's up, and right as I'm about to say, D-Von, get the tables, Austin goes, whoa, 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 whoa. Freddie Blasie's got something he wants to say. And I'm getting chills.
Yeah.
And Freddie says, D-Von, get the tables.
Wow.
And 2 weeks later, Freddie Blasie passed away.
Wow, that's such
The
a great
last
story.
thing Freddie Blasie ever said in a wrestling ring was D-Von, get the tables.
Wow.
Now, you got 2 kids, me and D-Von, from the Dudleyville section of New York, via Queens and Brooklyn,
Yeah.
watching Freddie Blasie all our life. Can you imagine you would have told us day one, hey, Freddie Blasie, the last thing he's going to ever say is something that you guys came up with?
Wow.
And that's why I always pay respect to Freddie on social media.
Wow. Do you think we'll ever see the Dudleys get back together?
Me and physically, I don't think so, because I don't think D-Von can do it anymore. We've had the conversation. And for the world to know, because people on social media take things so out of context and run with shit. It's ridiculous. Me and D-Von have been like this since day one. There has never been an issue with me and D-Von. All this shit that you like to run with, these clickbait headlines, fuck off. There's never been.
They think there's heat.
Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. There's nothing. D-Von said that, you know, me and, you know, Bubba's got his school, I got my school. Yeah, because I moved out of Florida.
Yeah.
D-Von wanted to do a school on his own. You know, this is just normal stuff that went on.
Right.
There's zero heat.
People think that he wanted to re-sign with WWE. You didn't. That caused a divide.
That's true, though.
And that
Didn't cause a divide.
Okay.
I told Vince, can't do the Dudley thing anymore. I can't do this Dudley thing the way you want to do it. Did it for a year. Vince sat me and D-Von down and said, here's what I want you to do. Work with the New Day, help them get over. Work with the Usos, help them get over. Work with the Wyatts, help them get over. And then whoever else we throw at you.
Yeah.
Okay?
You did all that.
You got it. No problem.
Yeah.
The boss sat us down. This is how much he's paying us. This is what he needs. You got it.
Yeah.
But after a year of doing it, I'm just like, okay, I'm burnt on the Dudleys. And I know I got Bully Ray in my back pocket. And I told D-Von up front, I said, listen, I don't think I'm going to re-sign. So we knew all this. He re-signed, became a producer with the company,
Yeah.
an employee with the company, you know? And just recently, they parted ways. D-Von had a great career there as a producer and did very well. So there was never any animosity with me and D-Von. And we talk all the time. We've done a couple of shows together. We're doing an autograph session in England. We got something coming up at the arena pretty soon. So it's all good.
This is like when seeing you guys together in an autograph signing is like seeing the New Age Outlaws together at an autograph signing. It's like one without the other is great, but when you put you guys together, it's magic.
Yeah. D-Von came to visit in Tampa recently. Impact was we were doing TV tapings in Tampa, and he you know, he walks in the room and, hey man, what's going on? Hug, you know.
Yeah.
It's just we fall right back into our natural.
He's your brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're just doing our thing,
Yeah.
and I can see out of the corner of my eye, like the boys, they're like, is that really them? We never see them in the same spot anymore. Like it was, and that was kind of cool to see. Like you could see the respect in the other wrestlers' eyes, and then they all came over and said hello. And a couple of guys like, could we take a picture with you guys? We were like, of course.
That's awesome.
You know, so yeah, but we're totally fine. But as far as us, I don't know if physically if he can do it.
But maybe just an appearance.
And now the clickbait will be Bully Ray says D-Von can't wrestle anymore. And people will read that and they'll go, oh, fuck Bully, not reading the article, you know, giving.
Or watching the full interview.
Yeah. You know, where the article says the doctors told him you might want to, you know, one bad bump and.
Wow.
Yeah, because he had his spine fused together. You know, he had a stroke and he had his spinal fusion.
Yeah.
So, and that's all documented.
Yeah. Is there anything left in wrestling that you feel like you haven't accomplished yet?
No. No, I've done it all. I'd like to try to do it again. I know I can do it again because I bring to the table, I offer something that nobody else can, and that's genuine heel heat.
Yeah.
Real disdain. But it also worries me to an extent sometimes because I think the heel heat that I generated years ago, whether that was in ECW or in Impact with, like the Aces and Eights.
Yeah.
I think those levels of heel heat these days, people run away from. It's almost too much hatred.
Yeah, those are the type of things where
which lends to the pussification of the entire wrestling business.
Where it's like those are the things where when you say them, people go, "Oh, I don't know if you should have said that."
Why?
Because of exactly what you just said.
Oh, when I say stuff, they like, oh, I shouldn't have said something.
Like, not you specifically, but just wrestlers in general. Like, ooh, there's a line here, and
Max is calling chicks rats.
Yeah.
Max is talking about blowjobs in his Camaro.
Yeah, he blurs the line a lot.
He is definitely saying a lot of things that even I would think today is like, man, I can't believe he's getting away with it.
Think he'll ever go to WWE?
Why not?
Yeah. Well, I think the only answer to why not is he couldn't say half those things.
He would never be able to be the version of the MJF that we know and love.
Yeah.
They would have to put their twist, their spin, as they do everything, because that's just the way the WWE is. And is that wrong of them? It's their company.
They're a publicly traded company.
They're the biggest wrestling,
well, at least for now.
They're the biggest wrestling company on the planet.
Yeah.
And if they see an aspect of his character that they feel that they can improve on or present in a different way.
Yeah.
So if Max wants to stay Max for the rest of his life, don't go.
Yeah.
But if you want to go make $1 gazillion and headline WrestleMania, which I think he has all the potential in the world to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's always good catching up with you. This is actually our 4th interview together.
I remember one in Fort Lauderdale.
Yes.
Yep. When you asked me, what advice do you have for young wrestlers? And I said, get over.
Such great advice. Really is. But that's just great life advice.
In wrestling, I give the same answer all the time. Bubba, what advice do you have? Get over. How? I don't know.
Get over.
He's like, well, what worked for you? I was 402 pounds. I had a stuttering problem. I danced and I can juggle.
Glasses with tape around the middle.
If you think, and I wore tie-dye. If you think that could work for you, go ahead, try it. See if it works. I don't know what is going to work for anybody. Like, I can sit back and watch people and I'll give them ideas on maybe try this or do it this way, but I don't know what is definitely going to hit.
Yeah.
Fans are going to react differently, but you have to be in tune with it.
Yeah.
As a young wrestler, I was told, listen to the crowd. And I was like, listen to the crowd. I can't even hear myself think out there because I was in such a state of anxiety. What's next? What's next? What's next? And then one night I found myself going, oh, the crowd. I can hear them now. And if you just listen to them and what they're reacting to, keep going down that road.
So I end every conversation with gratitude because it's a big part of my life. I say 3 things I'm grateful for when I start the day and when I end the day. So what are 3 things you're grateful for right now?
I'm very grateful. I've had a rough year.
Really?
I've had the roughest year of my life this past year.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
No, it's all good. It's all good. And I appreciate that. I'm thankful for the people that have stood by me in this time. So basically, what I'm most grateful for is going to sound like a very generic answer. My friends, my family, and the wrestling business. Because those are the things that have kept me going this whole time. And I've had, people, really, really close to me have to be a crutch for me at times. So life is rough. We all get hit with it. It doesn't matter how tough you are. If the man upstairs, whether you believe or not, decides to throw you a curveball up and inside, and that curveball sometimes is going to catch you right here, you will go down. And I know this is resonating with you because I can see the look on your face.
Yeah. Well, because it's not always, it's ups and downs, right? And this resonates with me because for every high moment you have, you got to eat shit. And then there's another high moment.
I've never experienced a down the way I experienced this past year. So at 51, I took a good shot. And regrouping from it took some time. Yeah. So yeah, friends, family, and the business. And I always listen. I could be the biggest piece of shit in the wrestling business, but I still appreciate the fan base. I will always appreciate, because if you're booing me, I'm doing the job. I'm doing the right job. If you're cheering me, I'm doing my job. And if you're listening to me on Busted Open, I'm doing my job. Yeah. So that's what I'm most proud of today, is to be able to walk into the NWA and have that entire crowd behind me. Yeah. Getting into an Impact ring with the history that I have here and having that entire crowd despise me.
Yeah.
Being able to take Josh Alexander someplace he hasn't been yet. Force him out of his comfort zone of, I'm a wrestler. Big fucking deal. Great, go have your 5-star matches. We're going to tell a 5-star story. And at the end of the day, you're going to be a hero for it. I'm proud of my abilities to do that. I'm proud of my abilities to bring things out of guys and gals that they didn't know were there.
Yeah.
I'm proud of my ability to go on Busted Open and watch pro wrestling and talk about it from an honest and fair point of view.
Yeah.
And I have an allegiance to nobody. If I see stuff in NWA that sucks, I'll say it sucks.
Yeah.
Impact, say it sucks. AEW, Lord knows. That's one of the biggest misconceptions about me, is when it comes to AEW. AEW fans think I hate AEW, which is, most of them have their head shoved so far up their own asses that they can't hear that I actually put the company over 90% of the time, because it reminds me of ECW, because of the work ethic. I love the AEW fan base because they are the most important part of the company. Who was the most important part of ECW? Fans. The fans.
Yep.
That AEW fan base gets them through shows that sometimes I could poke holes in forever. Yeah. But I'll sit back and go, how can I poke holes in this when these people are having a great time? Yeah. Gwar. Gwar's not my cup of tea. You kind of look like Sleazy P. Martini.
What? Thank you?
You kind of got the Sleazy P thing going on. But like Gwar, do you listen to Gwar?
I interviewed them years ago.
Okay.
Their lead singer just recently passed away.
Odorous Urungus. Yeah. Yes, Dave Brocky.
That's who I interviewed. Yeah.
He was the genius behind the band. But my point about Gwar is, I would never listen to Gwar. Yeah. It's not my cup of tea. But Gwar sells out 1,000 seats every night that they play. What am I supposed to tell that fan base that are going crazy for Gwar when they're bringing on stage a giant penis and there's blood shooting out of it and everybody's like, yeah, this is the best. What am I going to do? Tell you that Gwar sucks?
Yeah, right.
So, but I can sit back and tell you the holes that I see in a company like AEW and where they can tighten their screws.
Sure.
When it comes to the refereeing, when it comes to some of the blatant stuff that has gone on recently that wrestlers should be doing a better job of trying to conceal. These are such easy fixes.
Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
You'll have a better product.
Yeah.
Concentrate a little bit more on story. If the WWE is teaching us one thing right now, is character development and storytelling works.
Yeah. Which is ironic, because WWE wasn't doing long-term storytelling for a long time.
It works.
Yeah.
You know, AEW fans will tell you, well, we're doing storytelling. And, you know, Tony will say, well, we're doing storytelling. In your mind, it might be a story that's going to last 3 months, but where's the depth?
Yeah.
Where's the real emotion other than the moves and maybe MJF making you hate him? You know, they got a lot of talent. Like, Wardlow.
Yeah.
What the fuck did they hit the brakes on Wardlow for?
I wonder what happened there.
Do you know? Is there like a reason?
I don't know.
Did he bruise his spleen?
Do you know?
No. If I have my Goldberg,
Yeah.
he's getting over like Goldberg, yes?
Yeah.
Week after week after week, and then all of a sudden, they put him in the ring with Orange Cassidy, and I said, he's screwed.
Yeah, they cut his hair. Yeah.
AEW is still a new company, a young company, and I think they're doing a good job. And it's going to be a learning process for everybody there. Ownership, management. But it's still a fun show to watch. You know? It really is.
Yeah.
I enjoy Wednesdays.
I enjoy it all right now. It's an exciting time. And always a good time with you.
Thank you.
A pleasure, as always.
Thank you, Sleazy P. Martini. You got a good grip there.
I'm trying
Look
to
at
show
that.
you, you know?
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.